Hey everyone, welcome back to the LBP Speedrunning Guide. In this video, we'll be covering first steps. Right off the bat, you'll have to do a dialogue jump past the king to then start walking up the ramps. You can time edge jumps on all of the platforms here, including the brick wall. Just make sure not to mistime your jumps and end up falling down. The exact same thing applies for the next set of ramps. You'll want to completely ignore these next set of ramps. You'll just end up running into Humpty Dumpty if you go up them. If you want, you can do a jump so that you land on the end of the last ramp. This will put you in the middle layer for the next section. You can also then do a slope jump off of it. Move to the middle layer if you're not already in it, and time a jump to slide up the wall to skip the intended way of doing this section. The jump timing is pretty lenient. You just want to make sure that you aren't getting close to the apex of your jump when you start trying to slide up, otherwise you won't really get anywhere. It might help to start the jump when you're in the middle of this grey brick. Move into the back layer, and when you start going down the hill, you can spam to drop forward a layer, and if you do it quickly enough, you'll conserve some speed. There's a few different ways to get past this next section, but probably the most used way is to jump off of the first flower block to land in between the second and third, then jump over the last one. It doesn't really matter how you do it, just as long as you're not running into them and losing speed. You could even edge jump off of them. The fastest way to get past this water wheel is to start a jump when the beam you're standing next to reaches about a 45-degree angle. Aim to land right on the next beam of the water wheel, which you can then edge jump off of to get a large amount of speed. After this, there's a small slope jump that you can get from the building with the costumes. Here comes the biggest skip of the level, which saves about 5 seconds. When you jump from the edge here, you can position a slope jump that gives you enough speed to clear the entire gap that you're normally forced to go down. It is a bit tricky, so you most often won't get it, in which case just fall down the hole and hold to retry as soon as you can. If you start holding before the bridge breaks, there's a chance you might fall back down the hole afterwards because the checkpoint hasn't had enough time to move over yet. After this, edge jump to the right and avoid the layer changing. Dialogue jump past the queen and collect these 3 stickers. This is the first of 2 required sticker switches in the run. The puppet remembers which option you are hovering over last in a level, so it's a good idea to move the selector over the sticker icon earlier to have it ready for this part. You can conserve speed while on the puppet by jumping before opening it and menuing through the air, sort of like a dialogue jump. The way sticker positioning works with the puppet is that the default position the sticker will be in when you select it will be the exact same spot that you selected the sticker icon from the first puppet menu. Knowing this, and also because the puppet cursor is extremely slow, you can do a jump through the air, open the puppet, and select the sticker icon right when it's in front of where you want to place it. The right sticker will already be highlighted, so you can just spam X to select and place it. For the next one, you'll have to go back to the sticker menu and press right to select the shoe sticker. This time you'll have to move the cursor because it will still be over the body. Once all of the stickers are on, you'll have to wait for them to walk over and lower the bridge. Most people use this moment to put on a costume, but it doesn't really matter. Once the bridge is lowered, do a slope jump off of the ramp followed by a couple of bunny hops and dialogue jump past the queen. After this, you'll do another dialogue jump past the king. Now you're home free to the scoreboard. But first, here's another trick that's going to be relevant in every level from here, except for the collector. The game adds to your progress no matter how much of the scoreboard animation you watch. In fact, it counts the level for you as soon as you touch it. This means that we're actually able to quit the level before we even touch it. Just so long as you reach the scoreboard before the pod loads, it'll count. You have a decent amount of time to touch the scoreboard after you start leaving the level, but it's pretty much an instant reset when the level doesn't count and you're forced to do it again. It might not be the smartest move to risk minutes of time loss for a chance to save a second. Once you return to the pod, you'll have only a couple of seconds to set up a cutscene skip, that if you miss, loses around 20 seconds. Although this one doesn't involve any controller switching, so it's pretty easy. As soon as the animation begins for the next level being unlocked, you need to pause the game, move down one option so you can open the videos and voiceovers menu. Once the cutscene starts, you'll lose access to this menu, so it's important that you open it quickly. Playing any of the items listed on the menu will completely override the cutscene that was intended to play. Once you've played a new cutscene or dialogue, you can cancel it, leave the pause menu, and start the next level. The original cutscene will have been completely avoided. Well, that's it for the first real level of the speedrun. Next we'll be looking at Get a Grip, which is actually a pretty technical level for how early on it is. See you next time.